Aussie muscle cars that left Americans in the dust. Hi everyone! In this new episode, we're diving into the story of some of the greatest Aussie muscle cars ever made. Back in 1972, a determined group of Australian engineers achieved what Detroit's finest said was impossible. Using engines nearly half the size of their American counterparts, they built a car that could hit 100 miles per hour faster than any Mopar in the US that year. This groundbreaking success wasn't a one-time event. It kick-started an era where Australian automakers, with smaller budgets and fewer resources, repeatedly outperformed their American rivals. Today, we'll explore 10 of the best Australian muscle cars, showcasing their innovation, speed, and engineering brilliance. These cars didn't just challenge the norm, they redefined it, leaving a lasting mark on automotive history. If you're passionate about muscle cars, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Muscle Car Masters channel. 1972 Chrysler Charger R E49. Emerging from Chrysler Australia's modest Adelaide facility in 1972, the Charger R E49 was a testament to innovation on a shoestring budget. With only 5% of Detroit's development budget at their disposal, the engineering team focused on extracting maximum performance from their proven 265 cubic inch with 4.3-liter Hemi 6-cylinder engine. The E49's engine was meticulously engineered, featuring triple Weber 45 DCOE side draft carburetors, a specially tuned intake manifold, and a free-flowing exhaust system. These enhancements brought the engine's output to an impressive 302 horsepower at 5,600 RPM and 320 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM, exceptional numbers for a six-cylinder powertrain. Weight-saving measures further elevated its performance. The E49 was fitted with a lightweight hood, thinner glass, and an aluminum-cased Borg-Warner 4-speed manual transmission. These modifications not only improved acceleration, but also contributed to better handling and overall agility. The results spoke volumes. The Charger R E49 could sprint from 0 to 100 miles per hour in just 14.1 seconds, making it the fastest accelerating Australian production car of its time. Its dominance wasn't limited to straight-line speed. This Charger set lap records across Australian racetracks, solidifying its place as a motorsport legend. 1970 HG Monaro GTS 350. While the Charger showcased Australian ingenuity through smart engineering, Holden took a bolder approach with the HG Monaro GTS 350. Introduced in July 1970, this model wasn't just another muscle car, it was Holden's statement of intent to challenge American dominance in the performance car arena. The HG Monaro GTS 350 featured a cleaner, more sophisticated design compared to its predecessors. The exterior boasted reduced brightwork, giving it a sleeker appearance, complemented by distinctive sidewinder stripes that added a touch of aggression. Under the hood, it housed a 5.7-liter with 350 cubic inch Chevrolet V8 engine, producing 300 horsepower at 4,800 RPM and 380 pound-feet of torque at 3,200 RPM. Holden's commitment to performance was evident in the GTS 350's engineering. The car was equipped with a refined suspension setup, enhancing its handling capabilities to rival the best American sports cars of the era. A Salisbury limited-slip differential further improved traction and stability, especially during high-speed maneuvers. Notably, power front disc brakes became standard on all V8 models, a feature that many American manufacturers offered only as an expensive option at the time. 1970 Bolwell Nagari. That humble workshop in Melbourne was home to two brothers, Campbell and Graham Bolwell, who transformed a wrecked 1937 Ford into what would become Australia's most exclusive supercar, the Bolwell Nagari. This wasn't a product of a massive factory or corporate team. It was born from the ingenuity and passion of two individuals determined to push boundaries. The Nagari, meaning flowing in an Aboriginal language, emerged in 1970 as a revolutionary sports car. It featured a lightweight fiberglass body mounted on a backbone chassis, weighing just 920 kilograms. Initially powered by Ford's 302 cubic-inch Windsor V8 engine, it boasted 220 horsepower, propelling the car through the quarter-mile in 14.3 seconds. Later models upped the ante with a 351 cubic-inch Cleveland V8, pushing performance into the 13-second range for the quarter-mile. But the Nagari wasn't just about speed. It was a showcase of innovative design. The fiberglass construction wasn't only lightweight, but also structurally rigid, making it competitive with high-performance European counterparts. Its sleek, aerodynamic silhouette, combined with an aggressive stance, turning heads both on the road and track. The car made its mark in motorsport as well. In 1975, Peter Warren drove a Nagari to victory in the Australian Tourist Trophy for production sports cars, cementing its legacy as a formidable competitor. 1970 XWGT Phase 2. The next project would become one of the rarest and most significant muscle cars ever built in Australia. In 1970, Ford Australia introduced the XR Falcon GT Phase 2, a car that would cement its legacy on both the road and the racetrack. With just 411 units produced, it wasn't just exclusive, it was a performance powerhouse. Ford equipped the Phase 2 with a 351 cubic-inch Cleveland V8 engine, delivering 300 horsepower at 5,400 RPM and 380 pound-feet of torque at 3,400 RPM. This wasn't just a family sedan with a big engine. It was a meticulously engineered machine built to dominate endurance racing. To handle that power, Ford made serious drivetrain upgrades. The close-ratio 4-speed manual transmission, a nodular 9-inch Daytona differential, and a Detroit locker ensured the car could handle anything thrown at it, whether on the street or the track. Suspension and braking were just as critical. Heavy-duty coil springs, wishbones, and a rear anti-roll bar gave it cornering prowess, while 11.25-inch front discs and 10-inch rear drums provided the stopping power needed for racing. These elements made the Phase 2 more than just fast. It was balanced and reliable. With these refinements, the Phase 2 wasn't just another muscle car, it was a Bathurst contender. It delivered a quarter-mile time of just over 14 seconds and incredible handling on the challenging Mount Panorama circuit. The result? A first-place finish at the 1970 Hardy-Ferodo 500, solidifying its place in Australian motorsport history. 1969 XW GT Phase 1. In 1969, Ford Australia made a bold statement in the automotive world with the introduction of the XR Falcon GT Phase 1. This high-performance sedan was engineered to dominate both the street and the racetrack, capturing the attention of enthusiasts and competitors alike. At the heart of the XR GT Phase 1 was the formidable 351 cubic-inch with 5.8-liter Windsor V8 engine. With a compression ratio of 10.7 to 1, this power plant delivered an impressive 300 horsepower at 5,400 RPM and 380 pound-feet of torque at 3,400 RPM. Enhancements such as a high-flow Holley 750 CFM 4-barrel carburetor and a specially ground camshaft for longer valve duration contributed to its remarkable performance. To ensure the vehicle could handle the rigors of high-speed racing, Ford's engineers implemented several key modifications. The suspension system was upgraded with heavy-duty components, including unique front suspension geometry that provided superior handling compared to American muscle cars of the era. A robust top-loader 4-speed manual transmission and a durable 9-inch differential were incorporated to manage the substantial power output and endure the demands of competition. The XW GTHO Phase 1 also featured a distinctive exterior design that set it apart from its predecessors. Notable elements included an offset racing-style bonnet scoop, bonnet locks, and Super Roo stripes along the full length of the car. These aesthetic enhancements not only contributed to its aggressive appearance, but also served functional purposes, such as improved airflow and engine cooling. 1979 LX Torana A9X. In the late 1970s, as Ford celebrated its engineering triumphs, Holden's engineers were quietly revolutionizing Australian performance cars. Their creation, the LX Torana A9X, didn't just compete with Ford's GTHO. It dominated the racing scene, notably achieving an unprecedented 6-lap victory at the 1979 Bathurst 1000, a record that remains unmatched. Unveiled in August 1977, the A9X represented a complete reimagining of Australian automotive capabilities. It was the first locally built vehicle to feature 4-wheel disc brakes as standard, marking a significant advancement in braking technology. The engineering team further innovated by incorporating a modified rear floor pan from the UC Torana, accommodating a stronger Salisbury rear axle and enhancing the radial-tuned suspension geometry for superior handling. Powering the A9X was a robust 5.0-liter V8 engine, delivering approximately 250 horsepower at 4,800 RPM and 320 pound-feet of torque at 3,400 RPM. Aerodynamic enhancements, such as a front spoiler with cold air ducting, were designed to keep the brakes cool during intense racing conditions. With a limited production run of only 405 units, 305 sedans, and 100 hatchbacks, the A9X became a formidable force in touring car racing during 1978 and 1979, solidifying its status as Australia's most successful touring car. 1966 XR Falcon GT. In 1966, Ford Australia changed the game by deciding not to rely on American imports, but to build their own muscle car, tailored specifically for Australian roads. This bold move resulted in the creation of the XR Falcon GT, a model that laid the foundation for every Australian muscle car to follow. With only 596 units produced, the XR GT became an instant classic, setting a new standard for locally made performance vehicles. Under the guidance of Bill Burke, the engineering team adapted the powerful 289 cubic inch with 4.7-liter Windsor V8 from the Mustang. This engine, delivering 225 horsepower at 4,800 RPM and 305 pound-feet of torque at 3,200 RPM, required extensive modifications to suit the demanding Australian conditions. It marked the first time an American V8 had been successfully tailored for local production. The car's performance credentials were undeniable. A 4-speed manual transmission, combined with a 2.93-to-1 rear axle ratio and 14 by 5.5-inch steel wheels, ensured that the XR GT wasn't just fast. It was versatile enough to handle the unique challenges of Australian driving. Not just a straight-line performer, it also offered a complete package of speed, control, and durability. Distinctive GT gold paint, accented with black sill and boot stripes, gave the XR GT its unmistakable look. It featured V8 and GT badging across the grille, boot, and roof pillars. Inside, it offered a blend of performance and comfort, with Fairmont-style upholstery, Stewart Warner instruments, and a wood-rimmed steering wheel reminiscent of the Mustang. The XR GT cemented its reputation with a dominating 1-2 finish at the 1967 Gallagher 500 at Bathurst, proving its worth both on and off the track. Today, it symbolizes Australian ingenuity and the dawn of the nation's muscle car era. 1971, Chrysler Australia, Valiant Charger RT E37 six-pack. In 1971, Chrysler Australia took a bold step to challenge the V8 dominance of Ford and Holden by introducing the Valiant Charger RT E37 six-pack. Instead of opting for a larger engine, they focused on maximizing the performance of their existing six-cylinder platform. The E37 package featured a meticulously tuned triple Weber 45 DCOE carburetor setup, enhancing the engine's breathing efficiency and elevating its output to approximately 248 horsepower at 4,800 RPM, with 306 pound-feet of torque at 3,400 RPM. This engineering prowess translated into impressive performance metrics. The E37 Charger could sprint through the quarter-mile in 14.4 seconds and achieve 100 miles per hour in just 14.1 seconds, rivaling many V8-powered contemporaries. On the racing circuit, particularly at Bathurst in 1972 and 1973, the E37 demonstrated that innovative engineering could effectively overcome displacement disadvantages. With only 134 units produced, the E37 Charger remains one of Australia's rarest and most coveted muscle cars. 1965, AP6 Valiant. Before Ford's XR GT made its mark, another Australian muscle car had already blazed the trail. In March 1965, Chrysler's AP6 Valiant rolled out of the Tonsley Park factory, making history as the first locally built Australian car to be fitted with a V8 engine. This groundbreaking model introduced performance and innovation that set new benchmarks for Australian automaking. Chrysler Australia equipped the AP6 with a 273 cubic-inch V8, adapted from the American Plymouth, producing 180 horsepower in its Australian setup. This engine delivered a top speed of 109 miles per hour during testing, a remarkable achievement for the era. It also showcased advanced features like self-adjusting brakes, cutting-edge acrylic enamel paint, and a robust chassis, making it a standout in terms of both performance and design. However, the AP6 wasn't without challenges. Production at Tonsley Park was limited to just 200 cars per 8-hour shift, creating long customer wait times of up to 4 months. Despite this, the car's unique split grille and revised front-end styling, reminiscent of the 1965 Plymouth Valiant, gave it a distinctive look that further cemented its iconic status. 1978, Ford XC Falcon Cobra. In 1978, Ford Australia bid farewell to the two-door Falcon with the remarkable XC Falcon Cobra, a limited edition that became an icon of Australian motorsport. Each of the 400 units was individually numbered and featured unique racing modifications, ensuring their legendary status. The Falcon Cobra was offered in 2 variants. The first 200 units housed the robust 5.8-liter with 351 cubic-inch Cleveland V8 engine, delivering approximately 217 horsepower. The remaining 200 units had the 4.9-liter with 302 cubic-inch Cleveland V8, producing around 202 horsepower. Standard features across all Cobras included 4-wheel disc brakes, a limited slip differential, and distinctive 15-inch Bathurst Globe wheels. Aerodynamic enhancements, such as front and rear spoilers, further distinguished these models. The most coveted among them were the Option 97 cars, numbered 002 through 031. These special editions boasted additional racing modifications, including twin radiator fans and reinforced suspension, priming them for competitive racing. Inside, the Cobras featured black trim with unique cloth seat inserts that complemented the exterior's blue striping. Today, the XC Falcon Cobra is revered in automotive history, with pristine examples commanding prices exceeding $100,000. The Option 97 models, given their rarity and racing pedigree, attract even higher valuations, underscoring the Cobra's legacy as a pinnacle of Australian muscle car engineering. Australian muscle cars have left an indelible mark on automotive history, proving that innovation and determination can outshine even the mightiest rivals. From Holden's bold Monaro GTS 350 to the precision engineering of Chrysler's Charger R 49, these cars showcased a level of performance and ingenuity that rivaled and often surpassed their American counterparts. Their lightweight designs, advanced engineering, and exceptional track records redefined what muscle cars could achieve, especially when resources were limited. Beyond their technical prowess, these vehicles became cultural icons, representing a uniquely Australian take on speed, power, and style. They captured the hearts of enthusiasts and continue to inspire car lovers worldwide. The stories of these groundbreaking machines remind us that passion and creativity can overcome any challenge. If you've enjoyed this journey through Australian automotive greatness, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Muscle Car Masters channel. Let's keep celebrating these legends together.